Hey there, Flo here. Another April IRL. Happy Palm Sunday. So, I'm in this pretty cool place. It's one of my favorite places to visit. Been here before, but not in this spot. I think more than once, maybe twice. Like this particular spot, but anyway, I don't know if the cell signal will hold out for much of this. It's okay right here, not amazing, so it'll probably drop in and out, so bear with me if you're actually coming along for the journey. For me, that's part of the adventure, I guess. I mean, obviously, it would be more ideal if there weren't any connection issues, but it's just kind of a expected part of it for me at this point. So I'm currently following along this rocky ridge with really weird, I don't know, sandstone or something, rock formations. And eventually I'll get to a really high point. This one up here is actually one of the highest points, I guess. I think. Well, it's getting there. I think it just keeps getting up higher and higher, but I figured since there's a signal here, I would show this part of the adventure. Oh, and I figured out something really cool last night. I had AI write me another Python script for my hiking GPX files. So I'm going to use this more often. I need a timestamp on my video, and once that's there, then I can cross-reference things and sort of automate the process a little bit. It's not entirely automated, but that I've talked about it for a long time, where I wish I could just push a button while I'm hiking and make waypoints as I go, which honestly I may eventually look for something like that. If there isn't a device like that in existence, I would be interested in maybe trying to make one, but I don't know if that would ever be within my reach. I'm not a inventor or anything, but maybe I could just write some code to do something. I don't know. Anyway, so I've been marking these kind of, so I guess I'll keep marking them. And actually, let me get that time reference while I'm on one of them. I don't know. I haven't fully figured this out yet, but I have a way to synchronize these later. So this is B1566M that I'm standing on right now. But as long as the stream doesn't entirely cut out, which I guess that's not something I really thought about before, but if the stream cuts out, then I could potentially lose the synchronization. It's crazy. I guess the stream didn't cut out that entire last stream, which is kind of surprising because I don't recall it being like a really great spot, but whatever. Okay, this is B1566N as in Nancy. I'm not going to mark every single boulder, but I like, these ones that are kind of a view. Oh, and by the way, I got completely stuck on the way out here. It was kind of crazy what I did. I think probably miraculously got out unstuck because it was bad. Probably the worst I've ever been stuck. At least top 2 or 3. I was digging forever, and then I just finally tried it again, and I don't know how I got out of there. It doesn't seem possible. But anyway, I'm probably going to put a upload a short little video on my channel showing how bad the snow is in the area where I got stuck. Just took a short video earlier. Probably run out of letters before I finish this ridge line. So this one's B15660. I think, oh weird, I wonder if I've ever been out there. I'm seeing a rock that I don't really recognize. There's a lot to do around here. It's kind of similar to that place that I've been a few times recently where I could just keep going there a million times and never finish everything. And maybe a million is a slight exaggeration, but you catch the meaning. I've been here probably almost as many times, or maybe as many times, and I don't feel like I've done it all. That over there I think is the summit, like the highest point on this whole thing, but I'm not totally sure. I don't approach it from this angle very much, so I don't remember. All right, we'll call this one B15660P. Had a pretty good day, I guess, yesterday, and my night was okay, although I didn't sleep very well. But and today was nice. Actually went to church and tried to talk to people a little bit more. I think what I'm going to try to do is watch for new people, which is hard for me because I don't know who's new and who isn't because I'm new. But if I can figure that out, like try to be a little bit more observant. My memory is really bad these days, so it's going to be tough, but I think I'm going to focus on the new people since I've noticed that there might be a slight weakness in welcoming new people. So I'm going to be the change I want to see. So I talked to some guy that was sitting near me because the pastor talked to him first, and I overheard what they were talking about a bit. So he was kind of new, and so I set my sights on him and maybe made a friend. So that's pretty cool. Like, I don't know how easy, it's not easy for me to make friends, so that's a little presumptuous, but we kind of hung out the whole service, and then they had like a potluck thing, so we sat together and just whatever. And he's into hiking as well. I don't know what kind of hiking, but hiking in some form. So I said, hey, let's go on a hike sometime. So that might happen. I gave him my number and stuff. That's pretty cool. It's always really hard for me to find compatible hikers. I haven't talked to him that much, so I don't know what his style of hiking is per se. Okay, so yeah, there's two summits. I don't remember which one I was looking at just a minute ago, but before I forget, B15660Q. I don't remember if I did use P, so we'll just skip to Q. Yeah, there's summit there and there's a summit over there. I think the farthest one over there is the actual tallest spot, but I'm gonna traverse both of them today. So this will be, well, actually that is not for sure. It kind of depends on if I run out of time or something, but that's sort of my plan. And ironically, I might actually go a little bit faster because I'm streaming, which doesn't seem possible, but I was going really slow before I started because I was marking every single rock. And this way I'm not so inclined to mark every single one. I'll mark some of them, but like this one. Call this B1566R. Definitely run out of letters on this. I'm about to hit another high point. It'd be kind of cool if this was the end of it and then it kind of dips down and then goes up to the next one, but this might just keep going forever. So I'm not complaining because it's pretty cool, but just for my numbers, like my letters, I gotta have enough alphabet. Pretty giant tree. So once again, I don't know for sure if my chat's working. When I'm using this particular setup, I don't really have a foolproof way to test it. So hopefully it's working, but I don't actually know. Oh, and I also, I brought my Sony mirrorless. I've been trying to remember to do that so I can take like legitimate photos while I'm streaming, so I can like, just snap a shot, whatever. The thing that I've noticed that I'm a little bit disappointed with, I guess, is the lens that I have is not as wide as I'm used to. Like the angle isn't as wide because I've gotten used to my phone, which has like a 0.6, which means nothing, obviously, but it's like a lot wider than your average. So I've gotten kind of used to that. And I definitely can't frame as much stuff with my mirrorless camera. And it seems like most of the time I want to get wide angles when I'm doing these hikes and stuff. So we'll climb this one. It's actually pretty steep. There's a ton of different ways to make it easier. I could just go over here and make it super easy. Well, relatively speaking. I actually invited that guy that I met today to go with me today, but it's probably good that he didn't come along on this one because I need to figure out what kind of hiker he is first. Because most people are not the adventurous types like me, where I go just anywhere and everywhere. Most people stick to the trails and stuff. Alright, I guess I'll call this B1566S. This is really significant, this one. Sometimes like this whole thing is kind of like one giant mountain, but it's split up into several parts, and so I have two numbering systems. Like if it's the number of the mountain, I say like either the mountain name, or a lot of these amazingly don't even have names, which kind of blows my mind. But so I'll like, if it doesn't have a name, then I'll give it a P number, P for peak, and the B numbers are for boulders, just in case anybody's wondering. But my numbering system really has no other further logic to it, really. I kind of wanted to at one point to come up with some kind of grid map system that I could adhere to, so I could consistently number things based on where they are, but I kind of got lazy with that and just decided to use my basic thing. So I've marked thousands of points. Some of them I've been to, some of them I just marked on the map as destinations. And so I'll never see them all because there's just so many. But even like the number 1566, I have marked 1,566 places, but that's just for the boulders, and that's like way less than the actual number because, as you can see, I'm doing 1566 every letter of the alphabet, which is like 26 of them, so not all of them have that many, but there's definitely a lot more than 1,500, whatever. Originally, I was going to just mark every single boulder as a different number, but then, and I sometimes think maybe that would make more sense, but whenever they're like totally connected, like one string of a ridge line like this, I often give it the same number and just increment the letter part of it. B1566T. I think I'm losing track of my letters. Yeah, I gotta not mark every single one. The problem is, even though I've been here before, I must have come here before I started my numbering system, because I don't have anything marked in this area at all. So I was either kind of in a rush, or I just hadn't established my numbers. Yeah, I definitely still want that device. I feel like it's attainable with something like a smart button and possibly a Raspberry Pi combo, but maybe just a smart button. I have a smart button and I haven't like looked through all of its possibilities, but you can like have it ping a web server, so I could have it like I could have a script on a web server that receives the request or whatever, and at that very second stores like a timestamp or something like that, and it probably wouldn't be able to like track my location, but if I had a bunch of timestamps, I could write a script to convert those into latitude and longitude later. Wouldn't be that hard. That would save me from having to, I have to like rewatch my videos and listen for when I say stuff in order to do it currently, which is a pain. I mean, it's kind of fun to watch my videos again. Like I started that last night when I was working on that Python script. I started watching one of my hikes and was writing down all the stuff. Kind of tedious. There's probably some AI that can pull it out of like a, what do you call it? Closed captions or something. I don't know. It needs to be really accurate though. Okay, so B1566U. Yeah, it looks like this ridge is gonna just go almost all the way to the next thing. Just fine. The only kind of the only reason I was hoping it would not just keep going is it's hard for me to resist marking all these points. If it was just like regular hiking through the forest, I wouldn't have anything to mark and I would just go faster. Let's see, I'll go down this way. I don't want to go down too far because I don't know which way the cell tower is. Yeah, I don't mark every single one because like there's this one right here, which is right next to this other one right here. So I'll just pick one. They're so close. So I'd be interested to see if I'm live on DLive today. The beam failed to output to DLive yesterday. I don't know why. Okay, I can get up here if I had hands, but I don't really have my hands accessible. So we'll just come around back. The backside uphill is always the easiest way to get rocks, like almost always. Alright. B1566V. I've also thought about snapping photos at each point and taking the timestamp of those, but the problem is I take other photos, so I wouldn't know which ones are what. I don't think that would really simplify anything. No, but regarding the smart button, if the smart button by itself doesn't work, I feel like I could maybe write something or make something for a Raspberry Pi or similar, I don't know what those things are called, single chip something. One of those basic mini computers that you can carry around. I feel like it should be possible with a phone because a phone has a lot of capabilities, and it might actually be possible. I'd have to find, actually there's probably an app, like almost like a really fancy stopwatch where it just saved a bunch of timestamps. Might actually do the trick. The other thing I thought of is recording short voice memos, and I was actually thinking of doing that the next hike. It's kind of too late now, but I could hold my second phone with the recording app and just record every time I say something, and I think it saves those MP3s or whatever format, doesn't matter what the format is, but it saves them with the timestamp as the file name, so that could work. So many different ideas. I don't know which one is the least work. I don't want to have to hold my phone and open the sound recording app every single time. I'd like to get away from that. So let's see. Kind of flat here. I can probably speed up just a little bit in this part because it's not like a cliff anymore. At least not as prominent. And technically, if there's a big gap, I should start with a different number, which kind of works out because I was running out of alphabet. I kind of had a horrific feeling. I was thinking I missed, like, what they call Holy Week, just the Easter holiday. I couldn't remember when it was. And I was thinking, oh, is it Easter today? I'm glad it's Palm Sunday, because I was kind of wanting to try to go to a Good Friday service. I always like to try to do that if I can. And so I'm glad that hasn't passed. Just had this sinking feeling that I missed it somehow. Okay, let's, these are pretty significant. We'll call this B 1567A. Could walk out there to that little thing there, but it's not much different from where I'm at. Ooh. Gotta climb this one now. B 1567B. I don't know when I'm going to start reading the Bible again, too. And I don't know if I should start over with a reading plan or it's like pick up where I left off, because it's been like 6 months now since I did that. Hey, Guillermo. Not sure if I said your name right. I'm not very good at Spanish stuff. Thanks for the test, though. I do that because on my IRL streams, sometimes things just don't work. Okay. 1567C? I don't know. I can't remember. I probably lost track already. This is the last one of this series because there's a gap, so I'll go to the next thing. The big tree again. Just looking at my camera and trying to figure out what is that perfectly vertical line. I don't see that on the tree, and it's like the rule of thirds grid on my phone. Like, oh. I think I'm gonna speed up a bit. I'd like to mark every single one of these, but I don't know. It's kind of one of those fool's errands. There's too many to consider. Butterfly. Never tried to zoom up with this. I don't think it will do exactly what I want it to. Guess that works. Thing I don't really know is how some apps just like digitally zoom even if you have optical cameras or lenses. And I don't know how this one works. So yeah, I'm tempted to mark all these, but it's literally endless, so that feels goofy. Part of the reason I like to mark them is that without these markings on my map, I don't really know that these features exist, because a lot of them don't show up on satellite view because they're under enough trees that they appear kind of hidden. This stuff probably kind of shows up because there's not massive trees, but since I can't really tell for sure, it's kind of fun to mark them so I know I've been there. It's actually kind of a way to tell myself later which areas I've explored and which areas I haven't and still need to complete. And so that's kind of why I do it. I guess I'll mark some of these since I'm here. B1568A. Kind of talked myself back into it. B1568B. Probably jump to that one. I don't like to jump as much as I used to because my knees are really bad and I feel like they could just someday kind of buckle on me. So I'm trying to be easy on them so they'll last a little bit longer into my old age. B1568C. I actually really enjoy jumping on rocks, though. Something I've done since I was young, and I don't want to lose that ability. Like, if you don't do it regularly enough, your ankles and knees and balance and everything, you lose your muscle memory and skill and stuff. And I think I've lost quite a bit of that since I don't do it as much. B1568D, and I might have said 1566 that last time. I don't know. B1568E. That's some big stuff over there. Getting kind of close to the first of two major summits. It's kind of deceptive though. It looks close, but it's probably farther than it looks. easy route. B1568E, I think. Another one of those days where I forget to drink stuff. Guess I should drink something. I forget to take pictures. Should get a picture of that thing right there. I have my camera set on HDR mode, so it takes 3 pictures every shot and merges them automatically. Obviously I could do bracketing and like merge them myself and get even better results, or just shoot in RAW or something, but I'm trying to resist the temptation to go full on perfectionist mode with my photos, because I know when I do that I will just never work on them, because I don't really enjoy editing photos. Plus if I'm going on many hikes, like one every day or something, I mean, I'm not going to do it that often, but even one a week, it's hard to keep up with the editing because it takes so long to process all the photos when I get home. And it's usually the last thing I feel like doing, so I just put it off and it never gets done. But if I don't do the HDR triple shot thing, then I'm pretty sure most of these will be way too high contrast and I'll be fairly disappointed. That's a decent heart rock. From a certain angle it's actually really good, but then it has this big thing on the back, but I'd say that's pretty good. I should mark the heart rock. I used to I usually take a picture of it so I can see where I got each one, but for a while I was actually marking them on my map as waypoints, and that got tedious. But if I actually put them in my video and say something, I could actually mark them that way, using the same technique for the B and P numbers. Oh, this one's a little bit difficult to climb. Not really, but it's steep. A bunch of weird shapes over there. Alright, I'm going to start the numbers over because I don't remember, and that's another awesome hike. I've done it a couple times. Just getting to the top of that's not that big of a deal, but it just keeps going and going and going. So it can be an all-day hike if you let it be. There's so many things that you can't see it from this angle, but it just keeps going beyond that, and it's really fun. But I might do that again someday. And it's possible there's a signal up there. Anyway, I don't remember if I said number. B1569A is what I meant to say, if I didn't say that yet. It's just easier to start over. Yeah, I think I'm fairly close to the first high point. I think I'll actually finish this hike today. At first I wasn't sure. When I was stuck in that snow, I didn't even know if I would do any hiking. I thought I was in serious trouble and was gonna have to call somebody to rescue me or something. It was bad, but thankfully I got out of that somehow. That looks weird. I guess that's just the light on those things over there, but looks cool. Yeah, I have no idea if that guy I met today would think this is completely nuts, like dangerous or difficult or something. I actually don't really know what most people think of stuff like this, except that like back when I was pretty active on all trails, I used to post some new trails on there, some of the more adventurous ones, and some people complained like, oh, there's no trail or whatever, I don't know. So I get the sense that I don't know what the percentage is, but I think a lot of people don't like this stuff. I don't know if it's a majority or not, but for me it's like the coolest thing ever. Alright, B1569B. There's A back there. I've got quite a few boulders to get up to the top of that thing. It doesn't look as bad now, because the mud is kind of dried into dirt, and I could probably even brush some of it off if I had a brush. But when I first had to deal with that snow situation, I was like all on the ground, on my back, on my side and everything, and my arms and hands are all covered with mud and scraped and everything. It was bad. And it still I look completely dirty, that's for sure. Quite a drop on this side. It's a nice view of the trees and stuff over there. So we'll call this B1569C. That'll be the next one over there. And then I'll go over there. Just keep going. looking for the easiest way down. Probably here. Yeah, it's funny. It's always weird for me to like get connected with new communities, whether it's a church or just a new group of friends or whatever, which doesn't really happen a lot for me, except that I've moved several times and I've gone to different churches and stuff. Usually it's like when I change churches or whatever. That's kind of a cool shot. Get a picture there. Maybe even a panorama. Whoa, I forgot I had it on that triple shot thing. That should be pretty cool. Yeah, I go through this massive, like, long, awkward phase typically. Like, if I was smart, I'd push through it really quickly just to get it over with, but I don't know. The older I get, when I try that, it doesn't seem to work very well, or it just, I don't know, it makes me feel even more awkward when the connections don't happen very well. Okay. B1569D, I don't know, I can't remember. Should start over with a new number whenever I forget. I still can't remember if I've been to that red thing over there. I've seen it from up here a couple times. And I've mentioned it every time I come here, and I don't know if I've verified whether I've been there or not. And all those random like bumps in the distance, every single one I would like to go to. I think a lot of them are pretty boring because they're probably just covered with trees and you can't see anything. But I still, crazy enough, like to check them all off. It's kind of like my completionist mission. But I sort of have a priority list, like the ones that I think will be more interesting. I try to go to those ones first. There's where I just was on top of. Actually, that might make a cool picture. I think I've mentioned on one of my last live streams at some point that I've been journaling more regularly again, and I've been sketching in my journal. And so far I've kept that up. I don't have a commitment to do it every single day, but I've done it quite a bit. Hey HT1, yes, it's live. Although on Pixel, the chat may or may not work after the first message because Pixel groups the messages all under one username instead of splitting them into separate messages, so your next message might actually not appear. Whoa, that looks cool. So I might not see it if you type something else. But I'm also live on many other platforms. Kick and Trovo and Twitch, and I should be on DLive, but it may not have worked. And some others, Noise Party, I don't remember what else. Anyway, but just letting you know, because I probably won't see your next message. It's really annoying. I'm using a chat tool that pulls in all the chats from various platforms. But because Pixel is weird, it doesn't really like it, and it bugs out, or it just doesn't work. It's kind of annoying. Let's start with another number here because I already forgot what letter it was on. It might have been E, or it's probably E. Let's do F, I guess. B1569F. It's pretty cool that the cell signal's held out this whole time. I think I kind of expect it to break up at a certain point. I don't know exactly where, but last time I tried to live stream here, it was super choppy at a certain stage, but I'm using a different technology this time, and last time I was using Video Ninja, I think, and I have found, at least I think, that just regular old RTMP seems to do better in these kind of situations. Hey XCOM Reborn, are you using Starlink or a mobile for streaming data? Just my phone, honestly, that's all, except I have it on a gimbal, and it's like hooked up to a battery bank, so the power doesn't go out immediately. Although I've noticed recently, I don't know what's changed, but my cell phone battery can't keep up with the charge, so it slowly loses power even though I have it plugged into the battery bank, so it will eventually die. I guess I forgot. I didn't really think about that till now. That's a good reason to go a little bit faster so I don't run out of battery. How far are you from the nearest tower? I actually have no clue. The only reason I know that I can stream here is because I've been here before. Plus I do like regular speed tests whenever I'm out hiking. I just pull up a browser and check the upload speed, and if it's generally if it's over 5 or so megabits upload, I know I can stream pretty well. I used to like stream at a lot lower bit rate, like 3500 or 4000 or whatever, but I was never happy with the results, so I just wait for places with better signal. I wish I had Starlink. Although I have a friend that has Starlink, and while it's pretty awesome, if he like goes under a single tree branch, practically it cuts out. So I don't actually know if it would be any better than this in some circumstances. Like if you're in a forest or something and there's no view of the sky, I don't think it would work very well, which is kind of annoying. It kind of defeats the purpose for me, because I have good internet at home, so I don't need it for that. It would just be for hiking and live streaming. And if it's not going to even work for that, I wouldn't want to pay all that money for nothing. Alright, I completely lost track of what number I'm on, so... Oh no, it was F back there. Could mark this one, this is pretty cool. B1569 69G, I think. I don't know. I just confused myself. I think that's right. This is a cool shot right here with all these rocks in front of that other mountain. I like it. Oh, anyway, I was talking about my sketchbook earlier, and part of what I'm looking for, in addition to just taking pictures for picture's sake and memory of the hike, I'm also looking for cool compositions to take photos of. I've thought about like actually bringing my sketchbook with me on the hikes and sketching in on location, but that would really slow me down, and it would be hard to show what I'm doing and show what I'm drawing at the same time. I'd have to have like multiple cameras or something, and that's just way overkill. So I think I'll just take photos and like draw a few of them later or something. Those termite holes, well, I don't know. I'm not like a biologist. I would guess that some of them are carpenter ant holes, but the huge ones are probably woodpeckers or something. But to be perfectly honest, I don't know. But these are pretty big. Like, look at how big that is. I would guess that maybe birds, but I don't actually know. Okay, let's mark this one. Got some turkey vultures up there again. Got some cool footage of some in my previous stream. This tree is cool too. B1569H, I think. Get off my cord. My battery's going down pretty. Oh, what? No wonder. Okay, I don't know how long that's been, but my cord got pulled out of my battery bank. So, let's see if we can slow down the rate of power loss. You have to worry about bears, mountain lions, etc., hunters mistaking you for one. Technically, yes. People that like worry about stuff would worry about that, but I'm not like a worrisome person. So could any of that stuff happen? Technically, yes. But I love adventure, and I'm willing to deal with a few risks. I've gone on, let's see, I don't know, I lost track, but I've gone on over 1,000 hikes, and I've never once seen a bear anywhere around here, nor have I seen a mountain lion or cougar or whatever. I've seen tracks of cougars, like in the snow during the winter, but I've never actually seen one. They pretty much avoid people at all costs, and we don't have any brown bears or grizzly bears here, so it's just black bears, and black bears are very shy and not very aggressive. So unless you catch them in a really unusual circumstance, it's very unlikely that they're going to attack. I used to carry bear spray, and I really should, just because, you can buy bear spray, and then if something happens, you would be a lot better off. Bear spray is actually very effective. It's more effective than guns. It's been proven by many tests. No matter what kind of gun you're carrying, you are safer with bear spray than a gun against a bear. You can actually shoot a bear multiple times without it stopping, and when you're in a panic mode, your ability to get to your weapon quickly and fire accurately is very impeded. So anyway, but I really should carry bear spray, but I don't. Like I said, I've never had any encounters, but probably one of these days I'll pick up a can. I used to have one years ago, and I have no idea what happened to it. I know you're supposed to like get a new one every so often because they kind of expire like fire extinguishers, but something is better than nothing, I guess. They're kind of expensive, and I don't have any money really right now, so but yeah, it's something I occasionally think about, and I'll probably get one eventually again. But generally speaking, I'm not really afraid of anything like that. I'm not a fearful person. Even if I were to die, I'm a follower of Jesus, so I'm not really afraid of death. But not to say that people should be careless. As far as I'm aware, there's no ancient ruins, but I'm not really a history person. Like, if I knew that stuff was around, I would love to go see it, but like, there's definitely Native Americans that lived here, but it feels like we're not the kind of area that has like the Pueblo or Adobe or whatever kind of cool ancient rock structures that people built. I've never heard of any around here. There could be some though, and if they are, they're probably either destroyed or so well hidden that nobody knows about them. I don't really know though. I used to watch, well, I still do, I guess, technically, but I don't know if you're familiar with Desert Drifter, the YouTuber. Really enjoy his content. But he just passed away like a month ago. It's a very sad story. I've talked about it on my stream before. I didn't know him personally, but he was a very talented content creator, and he always talked about history stuff because I think he might have had like a minor in history or some kind of experience, so he liked to talk about that stuff, and he like went after it, showing some of those ancient sites and appreciating them and stuff like that. But no, I've never seen any of that stuff. I've traveled to places in the past where those things are found, but as far as I know, we don't really have them. Sometimes I look at some of these weird rock structures though, and they kind of remind me of man-made things. It's because they're so weird. But these are all natural. Ever done any prospecting or found anything valuable? No, I've never gotten into that. I'm kind of I like adventuring, like hiking and stuff, but I live kind of vicariously through other content creators. Like, I watch a lot of stuff that I'd like to do, but I don't actually do it myself. So I watch, like Dan Hurd prospecting and Pioneer Polly and what's his name? The guy that does the processing of rocks. He's pretty famous. MBLL, he has a bunch of letters, I can't remember. Anyway, Mount Baker guy. But yeah, I've never got into that. I have collected iron sand before. For some reason I'm kind of fascinated by sand particles because I have a a microscope that I look at them under. I've actually done that on stream before, but I have no like actual legitimate knowledge of geology or anything like that, so I'm just kind of fascinated. I don't really have much to share as far as information. Get a rock hammer like Andy Dufresne. Yeah, I've thought about little things like that. I wouldn't really want to like just disturb random places. I would, first of all, you'd have to know legally where you're allowed to do stuff, if there's any claims, if you're in a national monument or park or something. Plus, I'm not really super interested in making big holes in natural things. I think it looks cool as it is. I'm not necessarily a conservationist, but I'm not really into defacing things. So, I don't know. I find it interesting to watch people that are into rock hunting and stuff, but I don't know if I'd ever get into it myself. Oh, that's crazy. So, we've come all this way. I started way over there on those rocks and actually beyond that. So we've come all the way through all that. And I'm no longer marking things. I forgot about that. So, I guess I could mark the top of this area. Lovely view, yeah. I love this area. Actually, come to think of it, when you're talking about like ancient ruins and stuff, from a distance, these hills like that I'm on right now, they look like some kind of ancient temple or something really weird, like Aztec things. I mean, I know they're not, but it's just, they look very strange from a distance. They look really out of place in this area. So you have like all these normal like volcanic buttes and mountains and stuff, and then you have this like really weird sandstone stuff. It kind of sticks out like it doesn't belong, but I think that's kind of why I like coming here. It's just weird and interesting. I mean, that's one of many reasons. There's obviously awesome views and all sorts of reasons to like this area. Okay, let's go up this way. Could mark this, I guess. May as well. B1570A. Just start over. I should go out to that spot right there too while I'm here. I think my battery is still draining. It sucks that I didn't notice that my cord got pulled out though, because it probably wouldn't have drained quite as fast. B1570B. Oh, check that out. That's pretty awesome. What I am actually surprised about, I don't go hunting for it like super thoroughly. Like I could, for example, walk down there to that wall and inspect it really close to see if there's any art. What do you call that stuff? I can't remember. Just that wall art painting stuff. I wouldn't be too surprised if there's some of that somewhere around here, but I think there are actually people that have excavated bits of it in the past, and I can't tell. I'm not skilled enough to tell what's natural and what's man's intervention, but I know there's some significant rock quarries and like areas where people dig out the rocks and I can't always tell the difference. Like, I don't know if that is naturally like eroded or if somebody like broke that off, but anyway, yeah, it seems like you would find some cave art or whatever you call that stuff on some of these walls, but I've never noticed any. Not in this area. Like, I lived in up near Idaho for a year, and they had some of that stuff up there, so I got to see some of that. And I've been other places that has that, and I've been to some ruins. Like, I've been to Peru and I've been to Brazil, although I don't think I visited any ruins in Brazil, but I did in Peru. That was pretty cool. And then I've been to New Mexico, and I got to see some pretty ancient stuff there. Although it wasn't really a tourist visit, so I didn't get to do as much of that kind of stuff as I might have liked. Oh, I meant to get a picture of that, but oh well. I don't really feel like going all the way out on that rock again. Looks like the signal is dipping a little bit here, kind of bouncing around. Okay, I think, unless I get up to the top of this and see there's something beyond it that's taller right away, I think this is the first of the two summits. Kind of got myself in a pinch here. I need to climb up this rock. Okay. Let's mark a couple of these. Alright, we'll call this B157. Let's just start over. B1571A, because I don't remember. Keep forgetting. Get a photo here. That's pretty cool looking. Actually, let me do a panorama there. I hope this isn't saving the intermediate 3 images. I don't know what setting I have it on, but if it is, then I'm gonna have a lot of pictures to go through when I get home. All right. I don't know if I can get on top of these 3 things safely. I can just, yeah, I can. I think. Yep. B1571B. Okay, now getting down is the trick. Turn around. Don't actually remember what kind of butterflies or moths or whatever those are, but some years ago we kind of had an infestation of them where there were just millions of them. And ever since then they come back every year, but I haven't ever seen them where they're quite like they were that one time. That's that red thing that I keep wondering if I've been to. I probably have, but I don't know if it has a name or if I've confirmed whether I've been there. B1571, man, I can't remember the number anymore. Let's just say D. And B1571E. This is probably the summit right here where I'm standing, the tallest point on this secondary summit. I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure, that next area behind the trees is the primary summit, and this is a secondary one. And I don't know how they like name things or determine what separate stuff is. Like, a lot of these mountains don't even have names, so I don't know if, like, in my opinion, it's all one mountain because it's kind of like connected by a ridge line. But you could classify it as separate, I guess. Because I've seen both. I've seen, like, the ones that do have names, sometimes there's like just this long ridge going across the map and there's several points on it that have different names, and then other times the whole thing has one name. I don't know how they decide that, but anyway. I should mark this somehow as I don't know. I need to make sure I put this on my list or on my map of completed things. This is one point that I've had on my map for a long time as a peak, so I just need to put today's date on there so I remember that I was here. But that's the actual summit over there, which I think I'm gonna make it there. I don't even know what time it is right now, honestly. View is beautiful, yeah, no joke. This is one of my favorite spots because of how crazy it is. It's unbelievable. Hey, Galaxy. I forgot, like, I wasn't even paying attention to who I was talking to because my screen has a big glare on it. I was talking to someone else a minute ago, and then maybe it transitioned to you, and I'm not paying close attention. Unfortunately, the messages pop off on my screen all too quickly. I think it's been you that I've been talking to for a while. This thing over there, I don't think I've ever been there. You can see like a rock through the trees, and that could probably be classified as part of this same mountain, but I'm pretty sure I've never been there. It would be fun to explore that. I like to explore every single like feature of all the places. Anybody that's watched my channel long enough knows that. I mean, if I'm marking these almost every rock, then certainly I'm gonna try to go to something like that. I feel like I should go down to that big toe down there. Let's see, this is kind of crap to go down. I have to kind of do the granny sit, to sit down, scoot. I could jump down, but I don't know. I don't feel comfortable. Okay. How did I get there? Did I climb? No, actually, I've been hiking up here. You could sort of see it if you scrub through the replay later. I'm also streaming on other platforms, and I'll eventually upload this to my YouTube channel and Rumble and Odyssey and stuff, so that it'll be on there kind of semi-permanently. Actually, I'm not quite ready to go down yet. I want to see that big toe, but I didn't quite finish. Did I come over here? I already forgot. That's pathetic. I don't think I did. Let's make sure I stand here. I guess you could call it a scramble. Like, it's not easy hiking, but like I don't have to climb vertically or anything. Yeah, there's some snow still here. I actually got completely stuck in the snow earlier. It was really bad. I thought I had like two options: to just like spend the night there, which would be terrible because it literally gets freezing at night, or like call somebody that I don't know very well and say, hey, you know anybody with a truck and a winch or something? Because I was really stuck, like really bad. But thankfully I got out somehow. I think it was miraculous, honestly, because I didn't feel like I could possibly get out. All right, let's go. Well, let's see. Should I get a picture here? May as well. Kind of getting windy. Last time I think every time I've been up here, it's really windy at the summit, so I expect it'll probably be the same today. And there's no guarantee that I'm gonna go up there. I could just like call it quits here somewhere and turn back and go down. Like I could go down like right here somewhere if I chose to, and it wouldn't be like that disappointing, because I've been up to the top of that a million times, or several times. But I probably will go there, but I'm probably gonna run out of phone battery too, which is always annoying. Oh, I missed the almost awesome opportunity for a photo there. Oh well. There's a bird, or a turkey vulture, flying across where I was about to take the shot, but I didn't get my camera out quite fast enough. I also see like bald eagles occasionally, but like I feel like I don't see them as often as I used to. And I'm not sure we have a lot of them in this area. I've seen them in other areas for sure, but I can't remember if I see them here. All right, let's go to the big toe. This is crazy. This is completely insane. If you were to be able to see this, I'm like standing on the complete edge of this totally vertical cliff. Let's see, let's call this B1572, I guess. Let me see if I can get a different angle on this down here with the big toe in front of the cliff. Oh, there's yikes. Hopefully these bee things aren't aggressive. They kind of look like they might be. I've been stung. I've been attacked by swarms of things before. Okay. That's what I was standing on top of. Look at that. It's actually hanging off the edge. I didn't stand all the way on the edge of it, so technically it would, even if it broke, I probably wouldn't have fallen on the edge because I wasn't all the way on the top, but that's pretty crazy. I hope these guys just know I'm not challenging their territory, so they shouldn't have any reason to attack me, but I've been attacked before for seemingly no apparent reason. I'm not allergic to bee stings or anything, so it's just painful and annoying. But yeah, they're like very active right there. They either just really like those flowers on that plant, and there's probably not that many plants with flowers yet. It's kind of early, so they're probably all like here kind of competing. There could actually be like a nest there or something, but I'm guessing they're just capitalizing on that early spring opportunity that because there's not too many of those going on. That should be a nice shot there. This whole thing is awesome looking. Could do a panorama. I don't know, like, even though they'll look amazing if I process the panoramas manually, like in Huggin and stuff, it takes so long. I don't really like doing it. And I'm usually adequately satisfied with the ones that my phone does anyway. But I'm using my phone for live streaming, so it's kind of not really easy to do that. So I guess we'll do the old-fashioned hug-in thing, except in reality what I'm doing is taking a bunch of pictures that I'll never do anything with. What are you taking the pictures for? Just, like to take pictures, to have pictures of the place. I can't imagine not taking pictures when you're somewhere like this. I mean, the live stream is in some ways better because it captures, video, but I don't know. I still like to take pictures. And since I'm using my phone to live stream, I can't use it to take pictures. Otherwise, I would do that probably because it's faster and easier. Wow, there's a lot of bees right there. Okay, I need to somehow get it back up here. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not like a super good photographer or anything like that, but I do like to have a record of all my hikes, just a visual record. This area is awesome. Like everywhere you look, it looks amazing. Careful with the bees. Yeah, I think I've passed on from where they are. Should be fine. But thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it. Oh, I'll have to like review my chat later to see all the names that came by because I have a hard time concentrating. Like I'm walking on rocks and stuff, so I see the chat, but I'm not looking at it very well. I read the chat and then I immediately forgot who wrote what. So I apologize if I talk to you later and I forget that we talked or whatever. That tends to happen to me quite a bit because I'm the worst live streamer on the planet. Okay, so let's try to get under this low limbo bar here. Whoa. Got some cool rocks down there I could explore. Not going to, but I could. The other thing that's annoying is I used to have a 360 camera, and I was very satisfied with the images I got out of that. I didn't ever have to take panoramas anymore because just one shot with that serves the purpose of any number of stitched shots. Thanks for the follow. And it broke like last year. Really disappointing, but it lasted quite a long time, so I'm not like disappointed in the product quality or whatever. I used it and abused it for a long time. Like I used it a lot. So I got my use out of it. But I wish I still had it, because for stuff like this, I could just literally just push a button, take a shot, and I would have a perfect like panorama of every place. But yeah, no more 360 camera. That's probably one of the first things I'll buy if I ever get money again, which is a long ways off. But I'd like to have one of those again. I really enjoyed that experience. Okay, I could go down in between this crazy rock, but I think I'm gonna go back where I came from. Or, yeah, I'm gonna go back because I could go around down below, but it's just gonna be easier to go back this way. And safer, probably. I think right here, having deja vu, I think right here is where my stream started cutting out last time I did this hike. It was a couple years ago. I don't know when it was, but that was when I was using WebRTC, so it might be okay this time around, because I'm like I'm in the wide open, so I probably have connection with potentially more than one cell tower, like a line of sight anyway. It's kind of crazy not to know where they are, and I definitely can't see them, but somehow I have a connection up here. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, I think this was sort of a pivotal moment for me when I started realizing, because I was having a lot of fun with the WebRTC way of doing streaming, because you can connect to OBS and have all your scene changes and stuff like that. Plus you can have like music playing in the background and whatever. But yeah, there's times when the image quality is way inferior in most cases to the RTMP, which is weird. I don't really know why. I think you can get like a better image with less bitrate on RTMP than WebRTC. And that might not, like, some people might say, no, that's not true, but well, that's been my experience, so that it's true for me as far as I can tell. Another awesome place. So many cool spots. Man, I really hope that on those HDR combination things merging, that it doesn't save all the components. I'll have to check that setting. I don't know if I even have control over whether it saves those. I used to want it to save them in case I wasn't satisfied and I wanted to make it perfect. Like, there was a time when I was pretty good at processing photos and I got amazing shots and it was pretty fulfilling, but then it's like, what am I going to do with these photos? Like, I don't have any social media accounts. I'm not selling them or anything, so like, what's the point? I still like taking photos on hikes though. I can't like just not take photos. That would be weird. I don't think I've gone down this ridge. That looks kind of insane, but I would not want to go down like in this area where there's all this dirt. That would be very slippery. But if you could somehow get up on that ledge right there, it might be possible. It would be kind of sketchy because it's incredibly steep, but that is a way I could go down someday if I want to thoroughly explore this area. And to my knowledge, I've never gone that way. I think I've always gone down this side. This is equally steep though, like it's not it's not necessarily super easy, but I just have to watch my step. It's really not that bad. It's just that some of this dirt is really crumbly and slips out. Otherwise, the rocks are pretty stable. I'll try to pick my steps on the rocks if I can. Yeah, it's good that people came by today. For a while, like last time, I wasn't even sure if my chat was working, or if the restream was working for that matter. Can't always tell. I'm more or less happy with Beam's restream right now, except that some platforms seem to not work, and I don't really know why. Like last stream, DLive didn't work, and I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't work today either, because I didn't really know what to try to change to fix that, so could be the same. And there's no explanation why, like DLive doesn't do anything weird. So it's probably, whoa. It's probably a Beam thing. They just probably have their server URL. I kind of like, this is pointless tech talk, but I kind of wish that Beam allowed you to input the RTMP URL or ingest whatever yourself, because I don't trust that they update it or have the right URL. You just put your stream key in and hope that they have the URL in there properly, and who knows if they do or not. But that's just my opinion. I'd rather do custom RTMP on every site, because then I know like that I entered it properly. But if they did it right, then it would be less work. It'd be one less thing to have to cut and paste. But since it's not working, I kind of have my suspicions that something is not right. Unless they fixed it and now it's working. I don't know. Find out when I get home. There's a rock down there that would be a good one to mark on my map, but I don't really feel like going there. See, yeah, my battery is still going down, but since I plugged it back in, it's not draining as fast. I wish I would have noticed that right away, because I lost probably like 20% in those few minutes when it was unplugged. It goes down crazy fast when I don't have it plugged in. One of these days I need to try to either do it myself or pay somebody to install a new battery, because I think the original battery is kind of losing its ability to retain charge after all this time. This is insanely steep. I think I've gone down that way, and I think it's doable, but I might check to see if there's a better way. I think this might be better here, I don't know. This is not as steep, but it has that crumbly junk that I don't really like, but I think I will take my chances and try this way. Let's try to get up to the last summit, and then I need to sort of hustle a little bit. I don't think I'm like that. I think I have plenty of time, like before it gets dark or whatever, but I like to in particular today, I'd like to get back well before it gets dark, just because the road I had to come in on was terrible. I don't want to get stuck somewhere when it's actually dark and I can't see what I'm doing. That would be not good. So I mean, even though I didn't get stuck until almost the end of the road, there were a few other spots that I started in the fence of what was possible for my vehicle. So like, signal drop. Yeah, okay, this is probably what I was remembering, is this general area. It's probably the same area that it kind of died last time. So it's kind of consistent. Tons of detail there. Way too many photos to try to draw any of these. Well, not any of these, but all of them, that's for sure. I'll pick one or two. I'm not going to draw that much stuff. Here's where it came from. Alright, maybe it'll get better now that I'm not like right on the edge of those rocks. I don't know. This approach, like from right here, looks pretty doable. But I think when I get like right up to the top, there might be a difficult climb. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've been here. Looks like the signal is still not like super great. It's also possible that like in some of these instances they're not necessarily throttling, but like prioritizing other customers, or who knows. It's not like that bad. It's just like not quite as good as it was before. Okay. I can actually kind of go through some of this a little bit faster. Except I need to drink something. Oh, I should have looked back before. That's pretty interesting seeing that crazy shape. It's probably worth going just to get a shot of that real quick. I don't know if I'll get that same angle later on. So you can see how it's pretty stinking steep, but there's there's ways down. I actually don't remember already which way I came, but I think I came down there, even though it looks steep. When you're up there, it's not as bad as it looks from down below. Battery's almost out on my camera. I bought this camera so long ago, probably maybe 10 years ago, more than that, I don't know. So the batteries, I'm surprised they even still work after all this time. Okay, let's try to get to the top. And then, I don't know if I'll go the long way, all the way on the back side of it, or take a shortcut back down. Because I've done all this before. And I don't have to do like the entire thing every time I come. It's more like pick an area that I haven't seen in a while. I don't think I've live streamed. Well, no, I guess I did live stream this once, but that's when the signal was dying constantly. I guess I still can see back the cool stuff behind me. It's also getting into tick season, and I think mosquitoes are gonna start coming out anytime. And then I probably won't feel like it's doing as many hikes. Because when they first come out, it's pretty brutal sometimes. Like, I don't even want to step out my door. It's like instantly swarm on me. It's very unpleasant. I don't really enjoy wearing insect repellent all the time either. Stuff's gross. Getting down to like, I don't know, I can't see the percentage, but it's probably like 30% on my battery, so I can't go for super much longer. Super much. This stuff is so weird. Got a little bit of snow. Looks like somebody was up here and walked straight through that. I feel like this is one of the places, like most of the places I go are so remote and obscure that I never see anyone here at the places, but this is one of the few that I've seen. Like, I think I've seen one person up here ever, maybe two. Like, I've never encountered anybody on it, but like I was driving away and I saw somebody parking and starting to, you know, approach it from down below. But most of the time, the places I go, there's almost no sign of human activity because they're just far enough away and kind of unknown to most people, and so I enjoy that kind of hiking more than like trail walking most of the time. I mean, I still like trails, but I don't know. Like if I could choose between the two, I always want to do this instead. It's just way more interesting to me. So that's where we're headed. I'm pretty sure that's the summit right there, and there's going to be a little bit of climbing right here on the edge. Hopefully I can get up with my camera. If not, then I don't remember how difficult this spot is. If it's too annoying, I'll have to go back behind it, because I know there's a way from behind on the left side. That's the easiest, but if I can get up this side, I'll try it. But I have to carry my camera, and I don't remember how much grabbing onto stuff I need to do. If only I had a claw like this one down here, I could grab onto just about anything. Looks doable. I think I should be able to get up. I don't think I've ever gone that way, but that actually looks possible too. I just don't know if if that little bump there connects up to this top area. I'm not really into rock climbing that much, so kind of avoid it as much as possible. This is just a scramble. Wouldn't be hard if I wasn't carrying stuff. I know I've said that 7,000 times, but it's just the truth. Yeah, I should be able to get up here. Nice view. I should get better at deleting some photos too. I've never been very good at that, because when I take multiple shots, I should be satisfied with one in the group that's similar, but I don't take the same shot like multiple times, so each one has something unique about it. This is slippery. Some moss on here, and somehow I got something kind of wet on the bottom of my shoes, so it's sort of slipping on this stuff a little bit. I think I can do it though. Okay, the rest is easy. That's a cool tree. It just Nice shape to it. Guess I'll get a picture of it. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go down the long way today. It's just I would really extend this hike quite a bit. Here's another spot that I can go out on, but it's not any better than where I'm at, but it's kind of cool looking. Oh, I just thought of that, thankfully. If the stream did cut out a while back, it would be useful to have a new point of reference on the time. I should do that. Try to get in the habit of showing the clock anytime I suspect it might have cut out. That second phone that I just showed is much newer than this one I'm using, but it's not as good. It's like a cheap Motorola phone or something. But man, its battery lasts really well. It's still at 87%. And I've been using it to record the GPS track, which for some reason is kind of demanding on batteries. All right, we made it to the top. Now we can see all the different options for going down, and there's many different ways. Like right over there, believe it or not, that's part of the same mountain. I could go start down this way and go down that way. That's kind of the long route that I was talking about that I don't think I'm gonna do. It's pretty cool, but I feel like I need to get down faster than that. And then there's a route right beneath me, right here. This one's pretty cool. It's actually a more sensible route because it goes kind of the same direction where my car is. But it's difficult. It's pretty technical. I would say going that way is harder than everything I've done so far. I actually did that with one of my friends, and there were a couple spots where it was kind of not really dangerous, but just kind of like, this isn't not ideal. But I might end up going that way. I don't know. And then there's a million other ways to go. Like you can just literally go down here on the dirt anywhere, pretty much. But it's always fun to like follow one of the butte or one of the ridges, I guess. I don't know. It's tempting to take that route, the long route, but probably if I did go down there, I would probably just cut straight down this wash thing. It'd just be faster and slightly more in line with where I need to end up. But in reality, the most direct is actually back this way. I think I'm parked over there somewhere. And I mean, there's a road that I can walk on, like a really bad road, but if I go down anywhere, I can find that road and get back to where I parked. But I might just end the stream up here, because in the past, I'm pretty sure if I start going down the side of this thing, it'll cut out anyway at some point, and it's just safer to pack up all my gear and not have to worry about one of my hands being occupied. Plus, I'm less distracted with trying to keep this stream talking. Blah, blah, blah. It's crazy that I did all of this though. Like, there's the other summit that I was at. Went all the way across that stuff down there and down there somewhere. It's pretty long. Like, not necessarily long in miles, but as far as like the bushwhacking stuff, it's fairly long, because it's you go a lot slower when you're doing these kind of hikes. Sort of soak it all in. At least I do. I think some people probably just like breeze through this really fast. I have a really hard time doing that. Even though I've been here before, I still enjoy savoring every moment and taking it all in. But unfortunately, I don't think there's a oh, let me stand here, because this is actually the summit here, and I want to make sure I actually mark this as complete, even though I've been here a bunch of times. So this is the summit. I'll mark that with a waypoint later. And I don't remember if there's a way to get down this side. I've gone down here, like to the next little section of rocks, but it seems like it's kind of a dead drop off, not too far down there, so I don't think I'll go that way. I might have to sort of go toward that back long ridge that I was talking about over here, and then just cut off at some point. I mean, it'd be fun to do the whole thing. And if I'm not carrying my camera, I could just like go really fast and just, but that means I have to like walk literally all the way. Do 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 out in the forest. Do 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 all the way over here. So that's not ideal. If I'm like running out of daylight, it gets so stinking cold, like in just like less than an hour after the sun goes down, it drops many degrees. So I don't want to be out here after dark. Yesterday when I did that kind of on the fly bike ride out to that butte and stuff, I wasn't fully prepared because I forgot like my gloves, and I was wearing really slim shoes. My feet were freezing, fingers are freezing, and I didn't bring the jacket up to the top, all that stuff. So I have all of that this time. I'm wearing my good shoes, wearing pants, wearing sleeves, I have my jacket, I have my gloves. So I could definitely survive and be fine. But yeah, it's better just to get back before dark. I don't like walking through the forest without light. It's kind of creepy, and like I said, I don't want to get stuck again. This is kind of weird looking. Let's see, where is that? There it is. Looks like a little crown or something, I don't know. Or a little, actually looks like a creature with weird lizard eyeballs on the top. That's what I see. Maybe I'll take a picture of that. Sometimes when I'm looking for something to draw, I look for inspiration in shapes. Not necessarily the most scenic things, but I like to draw weird creatures, so that would make a good base shape for some kind of animal, lizard or something. Anyway, I am going to head down. I guess I could try. Let me see how bad it is. If the signal like breaks up as soon as I get over here, then I'll just end the stream. This is the easiest way to get down, is right here. Just coming down this slope. It's amazingly easy compared to the rest of the approaches. So I'll just go down here. If the signal dies, I'll end the stream. So consider this the official goodbye if that happens. Otherwise, I'll stream as long as I feel safe carrying the camera and stuff. Otherwise, I'll cut it out. The only thing annoying about going this way is the kind of slippery dirt and sand and stuff, but it's actually not terrible. This is, I'm pretty sure, the way that most people would come up. You can see some footprints here. Yeah, I guess I'll go over here too, now that I'm down here. This is pretty insane if I remember right. Yeah, it's like this big fin or wave shape, and it actually overhangs underneath this. It's kind of creepy looking from, if you see it from below, I'm probably like stepping over the edge essentially, because it's like sticking out. So it's kind of crazy looking, but you can't really see it from here. But let's walk out here a bit and then head back down. I'm not going to go all the way out because I'm not really exploring, but you can kind of see how steep it is on the side of this thing. It's beyond vertical. Not where you'd want to be standing if there was an earthquake, because probably some of this stuff would break free. Okay. Yeah, I feel like, I don't think I'm responsible for making this place popular. I've never marked it on any maps or anything. But I suppose somebody could have discovered it by watching my videos or something, and I feel like I see more footprints here now than I ever did before. There's not like massive amounts, but seeing any at all is kind of surprising, because I'm used to not really seeing much of anything, any signs of life or human activity. I'm guessing the signal will drop when I get down here, because I'm basically blocking the horizon. I don't know how I could have a line of sight to a cell tower. So prepare for a sudden end of the stream. Or not. Somewhere around here is where I want to see if I can get down to that wash. I don't know if this is still it's probably still a dead drop off right here. Or I think I've gone this way before. This is insane, but I'm sure actually yes. I've gone here before. It sucks. But I might go this way. It only sucks because it's so narrow and like steep, but it's also good because it's narrow, so you can like grasp onto the sides so you don't fall over yourself. If the signal doesn't break up here, it wouldn't make any sense. It's got to. Or not. Okay. Almost can't fit. Okay, it's actually not that bad. Nice view. Whoa, what's going on? I just pulled my cord or something. Oh, now I can probably get around over here and see that area I was talking about that I was just standing on. Ooh, this is slippery. Yeesh. Anyway, that's what I was standing on. It kind of overhangs on the edge there. Let's see. I think I'm probably going to go straight down this wash area and then sort of air to the right, going that way. I think that'd be way easier than the way I usually come up. And that looks kind of familiar. I may have gone that way before. But actually, I don't think so. This will be new. And I think as soon as I get down, just not very far, I think the cell signal will break because it's behind all the trees and stuff. But we'll see. I guess I'll just keep going until it actually breaks up. This stuff is atrocious to walk on. I do not like that at all. It's one of my least favorite things to do. It's very slippery. You just start sliding down. It's really hard to keep your footing. Okay. So, as much as I don't like it, I'm gonna sort of go down. I mean, going down the wash thing is actually pretty much going down that stuff, but going down it is not nearly as bad as like cutting across it or going up it. Cutting across it is kind of the worst. Let's see. I'm just gonna have to do some sliding on some of this because I can't really guarantee that my feet aren't gonna slip. There is a cliff right below me there though, so I don't want to go down that. Need to cut over here. take advantage of this big tree. Give something to grab onto. What is happening? Basically, I'll just try to go down that area, I guess, more or less, or probably right here. It's better. And I'm just gonna basically slide. I don't think I can keep my footing on this stuff very well. I should have my stick out, but I don't really want to get it. I think I'll be okay. As long as you keep sideways, like 1 foot down and 1 foot up, it's usually not too bad. A random rock formation. I don't think I've gone down here, so I may not have explored that one, but I don't care right now. Oh, this looks like garbage. If I went over to where those rocks are, it would be easier. There's also rocks on this side. But like right in front of me looks like trash. I don't want to go that way. I could, but there's no reason. It's worse. So try to get up on these rocks and have more stability. I'm really surprised the stream hasn't cut out yet. This gives me an awesome view of all the stuff up above. Sort of. I mean, it's kind of interrupted by those trees, but this is looking kind of familiar. It's slightly possible I went here, but I think some of these rock areas look all alike, so I have no recollection of going this direction, because I usually try to go down one of the rock ridges. It's more fun. And this is kind of one of them, but not like one of the main ones. This isn't really a whole lot better than that junk area that I was trying to avoid. Ugh, that's what I'm trying to avoid, is those crazy uncontrolled slides. I don't like that. Okay. It's weird. I feel like I don't know if they're like putting up more cell towers or they're using some different technology now. I wouldn't be surprised if someday like everybody uses Starlink. Even you don't even have to like sign up for Starlink. Everyone will just have some kind of contract with Starlink, like Verizon and T-Mobile and Sprint and AT&T. All those places are just going to be like, you know what? We're sick and tired of building all these stupid towers. Let's just sign up with Elon and he'll make a bunch of money off of us, but that's just the way it's going to be. It seems like it would be so much better. And all they would have to do is, I don't know anything about the technology, but like make some kind of SIM card or weird thing in the phone that connects with that network, and then skip all the tower pointless stuff. Sometimes I I feel like it's already doing that, because like where in the world is there a cell tower that I can connect to? Like there's not even, I can't even see the horizon line behind all these trees, and then behind me is completely blocked by the mountain, so I have no clue why I still have a signal here. It makes no sense. It's actually not even getting worse somehow. I'm pretty sure as soon as I get lower in these trees, because as I was coming up, it was really not good until I got kind of up above where the majority of the trees were. See, look at all these cool rock structures that I could still explore, and I'm seriously doubtful that I've checked this one out, and it's really cool and interesting. They're just kind of hiding under the trees. You would never know they're here until you explore every inch of the mountain. I'll have to make a note of this one to maybe come back and explore it more thoroughly someday. I'm just gonna take a picture of it for now. But let's make a note here that, let's see, what number were we on? I don't know. 15. I have no idea. I can't remember. I think we jumped into the 1570s, maybe. Don't know. Anyway, I'll give this one some kind of identifier later, so I can come back and chart its path a little bit more thoroughly. And there's others, like I can kind of see through the trees a little bit and see indications of other random rock formations. But there's where we came from. That's what I was sliding down. Fairly steep, slippery sand, dirt stuff. And probably more to come here. Although we got lots more rocks and pine needles and little bushes that makes it not quite as slippery. I'll probably end the stream. Like, I know it's going to cut out like pretty soon. It's already dropping like 1 megabit. I should probably just end it here. It's kind of random to just keep going like forever. So make a good backdrop for whatever. Let's see. How do I do that? So yeah, I think I'll cut the stream. Not sure if anyone's still here, but thanks for joining me today. I had a lot of fun. I'm glad I got to stream pretty much the whole thing. Really surprised that the signal held out that long. But that's where we were at the top up there. And I'm just going to head down, take it easy, and hopefully get out of here without getting stuck, because there's still like really terrible mud and snow on the road. I got through it on the way here, and then I finally got completely stuck. So I backtracked. I'm going to have to backtrack over lots more iffy stuff, so hopefully I'll make it out. But anyway, probably I'll be okay. So thanks again. I will see you all next time.